Right, hello everybody. No messing about today. We're just going to be fitting these levers. Some AliExpress specials, the shortest of the short levers I've ever seen. They do have some DS 800X branding on them. So we're just going to get straight into it and get these fitted. So to get the original brake lever off, you need a flat screwdriver just through the top there, as you can see there. And then a 10mm underneath, just to be able to wind this out. Once that nut's off the bottom, this should just come. And just like that, that is the brake lever off. Right, there's already a bit of grease in there, so we're just going to leave that on there for fitting this new one. And the new one just slides in there like that. And then just goes back through. And then with a bit of a wiggle, it should go all the way through back in there. So that's actually tight in there. And then we just put this and that is the brake done. That's actually pretty much perfect for me. But if it needs moving this way, you can undo those and slide those over. But I only use 2 fingers to brake, so that actually is pretty good for me there. Right, let's move on to the clutch lever. So the clutch lever is pretty much the same process. As you can see, it is a lot shorter than the original. So we'll go ahead and get that removed. You don't need a slotted screwdriver for the top. It just has an 8mm. But we'll take the one off the bottom first. Someone's fitted barkbusters, which is getting in the way of the ratchet. There you go, that one comes all the way out like that. And then just like before, the new one should I don't think that's going to fit in there. Go on. Right, so I'm going to measure this because that fits in there nicely. This one does not, because we're going to need to shave some off this with a file. Just under 19mm. This one is also just under 19mm. Well, they're pretty much identical in regards to their size, so why doesn't that one fit? Well, you clearly need a bit more precision measurements than me, because that definitely does not fit in there. So we're going to have to just file a little bit off. They look almost identical, but this one doesn't fit. So I'm just going to take a tiny bit off this edge here, just this lip here. Just going to file ever so slightly across there, maybe on that side so it's equal, just to get that to fit in there properly. Right, I've been at this a few times now with the file just on both of those edges. Took the paint off and just a tiny little bit more on this edge. So now it does fit in there nice and smooth. So we're going to add a little bit of grease onto this because it's a bit dry, and then get that installed. Oh my god, I can't even get the lid off the grease. This is just because I don't want to get my hands dirty. Right, we'll put a little slither of grease on all the surfaces there. And we'll put this back through. Just nip that up from the top. Still feels good. And then we just put this nut back on the bottom. One last nip for good luck. Right, and that's it on. That was a bit more difficult than I thought it would be. Let's give this a test. See, that's quite close to that, and it's hitting there. So we're going to just loosen these two off and slide the whole thing over. So I'll do those as far as they can go. Now they don't need to be too tight. If you hit all this, you'd prefer it to swivel or move than snap, but obviously it wants to be tight enough not to move whilst you're riding. Well, that's about as good as we're going to get it. It's just about okay. They are very short levers though. Right, so that's another job done, ticked off the list. Some AliExpress levers. They do actually feel quite nice under the finger, although this clutch one does feel like it wants to be just a little bit longer for me. But yeah, that's it for now. We'll give this a wipe, clean that up. 2-minute job that took more like 15 minutes due to the filing issue there, but all's well. Right, thanks very much for watching. Catch you in the next one. Bye bye.